as a legal representative, how do you see, just the importance of the community and just the support that you give to the community, and how important is that to you, and how do you approach it?
I think it is of the utmost importance, and I will even take it a step further. If there's, if I do leave any kind of legacy, I strongly would hope that it involves community engagement and being a part of your community. And before I was the county prosecutor, even prior to being serving on the Ferguson City Council, we were involved in our community. As an educator, I headed the criminal justice department at St. Louis Community College. Part of my curriculum was my students were going to get out and volunteer and be connected to their community, because one thing that I've noticed is that giving back is contagious. When I would tell students that, hey, one of the things you're going to have to do in my class is get involved in some activity, I would always see this befuddled face, this puzzled face, like, why would we do that? And I would say to a man, to a woman, every single time we would go out and we would volunteer in something, maybe in Ferguson. This was pre quote unquote Ferguson, if you will. You would just always see the light switch turn on, that it was rewarding to them that they were helping someone, and to see the appreciation from those that they helped, whether it be working with kids or the Taste of Ferguson, volunteering. It was an eye-opening experience, and then it was easier to get them to do other things even after they had taken my class. And so in Ferguson, once I was in Ferguson, that was a full-time job that did not pay like a full-time job. But
we've all had some.
We've all had them. But in addition to that, we also added that community engagement piece, and two of the individuals are in this room that I worked with as a Ferguson City Councilman, who were not employed or working with Ferguson, but this is something that we just look to do to expand, for example, community policing, community policing initiatives, I should say, throughout the region. And those two individuals who are here, former North County Policing Cooperative Chief Chief Tim Swope, and then former Captain Clay Farmer. And when Ferguson happened, we knew that one of the big issues that we had to address was the trust between law enforcement and certain communities in particular. Because, and I've said this all the time, in my experience as a city council person, people are just mad when there's potholes in their streets, when their trash isn't picked up. But as soon as you correct those things, they are happy. They're good to go. You're the greatest person in the world. But when someone has a bad interaction with law enforcement, that doesn't go away. And that's why it's so important to build those relationships. And notice I didn't say rebuild those relationships, because many communities have never had good relationships with law enforcement, and we need to correct that. We need to address that, because there is no more important relationship between communities and law enforcement. And so we started doing initiatives like, for example, the police simulator, and that is essentially a virtual reality training that officers use. And working with the North County Policing Cooperative under Chief Tim Swope, working with St. Ann and Chief Jimenez, they donated those facilities to us free of charge. We're talking $150,000 piece of equipment, and we brought in organizations, groups of friends, work colleagues, whoever wanted to come, we brought them in. And so they got an opportunity to experience law enforcement from the other side.
What is that decision like?
But also have good conversations that they wouldn't otherwise have. And so we took that same model to the county prosecutor's office. And so we established a director of community engagement, which is now Captain Clay Farmer. We recruited him to do that job. And so it's all about that outreach and giving back and letting people understand what we're doing and why we're doing it.